Hey folks, this is Kalani. Welcome back to the Castle Nathria raid guide for normal and heroic. In this video we'll be taking on the Council of Blood encounter. At the start of this fight you'll have to deal with 3 bosses at the same time, and as you kill a boss the remaining bosses become empowered and use more abilities, so the order in which you decide to kill the bosses will change the fight significantly. We suggest you kill Stavros first, then Baronos Frida, and kill Castellan Niklaus last. This kill order worked the best for us, mainly because it quickly removes abilities from the fight that require the most coordination and have the highest chance of failure. Whenever a boss reaches 50% health, they all jump up onto the balcony and the entire raid will have to dance. You need to look for the big glowing light. This marks your specific dance position. Get there quickly and be ready to follow your Dredger dance partners. The dance is super simple. Just watch where the NPCs walk and follow suit. If they go 1 square right, you go 1 square right. If they go 1 square up, you walk 1 square up from your location. Every step you do correctly gives you a 3% haste buff for 30 seconds, and there are 4 steps total. If you fail a step, your haste buff will be completely removed and you'll take damage over time, so be sure to dance correctly. When a boss is killed, the other bosses heal to full, so be sure your raid is focusing down one boss at a time. Cleaving doesn't really mean anything on this boss. Throughout the fight, the entire raid will gain stacks of oppressive atmosphere. This deals constant damage over time to everyone, and you get a stack every 10 seconds. The only way to clear these stacks is getting a boss to 50% health to start a dance, or by killing a boss, so this fight is also a DPS check on top of everything else. While all 3 bosses are active, one tank should pick up Stavros and the other tank should pick up Niklaus. The tank with Niklaus will have to deal with Duelist's Riposte. This deals heavy damage to the tank and leaves a debuff on the tank that increases the damage of Duelist's Riposte. Your tanks will need to swap every 2 to 3 stacks whenever the other tank's debuff has fallen off. Niklaus will also summon a Dutiful Attendant. This is a small ad that will rush towards the boss with the lowest health and channel a shield that makes them immune to all damage. Nuke this ad down as quickly as you can so you can go back to damaging your current priority target. Frida will periodically use Drain Essence. This deals a lot of damage over time to a few raid members, just be sure to heal them up quickly. She will also cast Dreadbolt Volley. This deals raid-wide damage and applies a damage over time effect as well, but it can be interrupted, so every single cast of Dreadbolt Volley should be interrupted to reduce raid damage. Stavros will be using Evasive Lunge on the tank. This ability is super annoying and will kill your melee if they don't watch out. He teleports behind the current tank and dashes through them, dealing a bunch of damage in a straight line. Your melee need to make sure they are not directly in front of your tank. They need to be off to the side when DPSing Stavros. This lunge also applies a tank debuff which increases the damage of the ability, but you're already tank swapping anyway. Stavros will also use Dark Recital, another incredibly annoying ability. Random players will be paired up and linked with a red beam. If you're chosen, you have to rush on over to your partner and keep moving together. Every marked player will drop swirls under their feet which deal a lot of damage to anyone who stands in them, so you have to keep moving and don't run over other raid members. If partners don't get close enough together, they take extra damage over time, so you have to group up quickly and keep moving until it's over. When you kill Stavros first, you will no longer have to deal with the annoying Dark Recital ability or the Evasive Lunge ability, which should make movement and positioning significantly easier. Your tanks will still have to swap for Niklaus's Riposte though. At this point, Frida will start using the Prideful Eruption ability. Every player will be marked with a small red circle, and after a short delay they explode, dealing a large amount of damage. Just spread out with this and it shouldn't cause any issues. Niklaus will also start summoning Dredger's Servants. These are small ads that wander around the room, dealing damage to random players. You can CC some of these if you want to, or you can gather them all up and cleave them down on top of the boss. Getting some CC'd and then killing some seem to work pretty well for us. When Frida dies, you'll be left with just Niklaus, so no more Drain Essence, no more Dreadbolt Volleys to interrupt, and no more Prideful Eruptions. Niklaus will start summoning a Veteran Stone Guard ad though. This needs to be picked up by a tank, and it will occasionally cast Sin Touched Blade, which deals heavy damage and gives the ad 50% increased damage. This affects stacks, so you have to nuke this ad down as quickly as you can so the stacks don't get too high. On heroic mode, the only big change is in this last phase with just Nathria alive. Whenever you kill an ad, anything within 12 yards becomes enraged, dealing 100% more damage. You still have to kill that stone guard ad, so make sure you drag it at least 12 yards away before it dies, and I would recommend CCing as many smaller ads as possible and burn the boss down. And that's all you should need to take down the Council of Blood encounter on normal and heroic. Stay tuned for more boss guides covering the rest of the raid. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to everyone who has subscribed on Twitch. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to catch us live, pop on over to twitch.tv/KalaniTV. We do a bunch of stuff as well as stream our mythic progression raids. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I'll see you next time.